Welcome back. My next guest tonight is the Golden Globe Award-winning actress who portrays Lady's Maid Anna Bates on the hugely popular PBS series Downton Abbey. Please welcome the lovely Joanne Froggatt. You look fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, it's interesting because, settle down, fellas, and that one girl. It's so interesting because tonight you really get to dress up, and on Downton Abbey, they're not really letting Anna Bates dress up all the time, are they? It's quite different for you.
Yeah, it's a little different. She's, you know, it makes sense for the character, of course, but, you know, sometimes if the costume people say to me, oh, you've got a new outfit because you have to leave the house, and I'm thinking, oh, great, I get out of a black dress, then I get a brown hat or something.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
They'll be like, we're going to really go... I think we have a picture of you here. This is about as crazy as it gets for you.
That's as glamorous as it gets, yeah.
And what's interesting to me is that this almost sounds like a contract I would have. Your contract says you must stay pale.
Yes. It does.
I don't have to be, I just am. I'm completely bloodless. But you, as part of your character, they've told you it's against the rules for you to get any color at all. Is that
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm very much like you, Conan, as well, but it's, yeah, it's in our contract, because it wouldn't make sense, you know, they wouldn't have travelled at that time.
Yeah.
So if we all went off and had a lovely holiday in Mauritius or something and came back and we were tanned, it wouldn't make sense. But yeah, I was so pale on one particular scene that when we had to go and redo some of the sound, the director said to me I had to put breaths on it because I looked like I was dead. So.
They added breath?
No, they added breath, because otherwise it looked like I was literally not alive.
You know what I can't believe is that you don't... do you wear makeup for the character, or they must go very minimal because you're playing someone who wouldn't be wearing makeup?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's just a sort of base, a foundation, and that's it, basically,
right.
For me, and a wig, and that's it. So people, when, you know, people sort of say hi and stuff and talk about work in the street, it's often, oh my God, you look so younger, so much younger and prettier and thinner. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's weird. You don't know how to take that, do you?
No, I think it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, all the time people say like, oh, you're better looking than on television.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, thanks, Mom. Would you say you get recognized less because they make you look so different for Downton Abbey, and that you get to sort of walk around and maybe be a bit of a spy and talk to people about it? Do they always recognize you, or can you?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm certainly, you know, less recognizable than some people, which is nice. You know, it gives me that bit more freedom, which is good.
You can sneak around. You know, it's interesting. You were shooting an episode of Downton Abbey, and you get a surprise guest. You find out a surprise guest is coming. Who was it? Yes,
it was the Duchess of Cambridge. Came to give us a lovely visit.
That would be Kate Middleton. I don't know all the titles exactly.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Kate Middleton, and it's just going to pop in.
Yeah, so she just popped in, and yeah, we were all very excited. And Michelle Dockery and I were the only people actually filming that day. Everybody else was in to meet her, and obviously there's a lot of security that comes with it as well. You know, she's royalty, so for days before we have, you know, the police coming around with sniffer dogs, and it's all like it feels like a huge event.
That's what happens when I go anywhere.
I've heard that, yeah.
They lock down the area, and there's a lot of, you know, Andy goes a day before to check everything out.
Yeah.
He has a peanut allergy, and I need to check. There's no peanuts anywhere.
So anyway, so they're coming, and it's probably that thing where there's, because I know when you're around high-powered people in America, they say, oh, they're coming in what?
Yeah.
Here in 30 minutes?
Yeah, so Michelle Dockery and I were filming, and so someone kept rushing in and saying, right, she's going to be here in 10 minutes. They're like, okay, right, 10 minutes. She's going to be here in 9 minutes. Like, okay, right, 9 minutes. And so you're just getting more and more nervous every time they come in, and it's like, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Like, okay, right, okay. So we're doing this scene, and she's very beautiful and lovely, and she has this amazing aura when she walks in the room. So she walked in the room, and Michelle and I had to sort of carry on the scene. So before we actually said hello, we had to act right in front of her, and she was literally stood there.
That sounds impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, and you know, I got a bit jittery. And anyway, so she came over to say hi afterwards, and you know, I said, oh, hello, lovely to meet you. And she said, oh, it feels strange, you know, being in your bedroom, because we were doing a scene in Lady Mary's bedroom. And I said, yeah, not many people get to come in Lady Mary's bedroom. And then I was like, Oh my God, what have I just said? I've just totally said something really that could be taken really the wrong way to a member of my team. And I thought, do I say? Do I draw attention to it? I'm just going to be quiet.
The answer would be don't draw attention to it.
Yeah, so I didn't, and neither did she. She was very gracious.
For the high five.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Come on, lady.
See what I did there, huh? You just shot a movie with a bunch of cats.
Yes.
A lot of cats. And there's no transition into this, but I have to ask you about it because it's not like you shot a movie with 3 cats. You shot a movie with how many cats?
Well, we had 8 cats originally to start with. It's a movie called A Street Cat Named Bob, and it's a true story. And you really know where you are in the pecking order when you're working with children or animals, because it's all about getting the shot with the animal or the child.
Yeah, no one cares about you. They just want the animal or child. Yeah.
And there's a reason why there's a saying, you know, it's like herding kittens, because training cats, I wouldn't advise it, okay? We started off with 8, and then we went down to 2 cats, and the real cat that the story was about, a cat named Bob. And so Bob actually did most of his own work, most of his own stunts, but we did have to stop filming one day because he was constipated.
How did that affect his work if he's constipated?
I don't know, but he was growling, and apparently it's because he needed to, you know, do what he needed to do. So we had to wait for him to do what he needed to do, and then we could carry on.
Wait a minute, so let me get this straight. You're an accomplished actress, you've studied for years, and this is the thing that blows my mind about the profession. You've studied for years, you're world famous, and then you're waiting around for a cat to poop before you can do your job.
Yeah. That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah. And was anyone doing anything about this?
No, we just all had to send out for some special cat food for him to help the process. And
that's just like sawdust.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
What would you give a cat in that situation? Oh my God. All right. Well, I'm glad it all worked out, right?
Yeah.
You got the film done and everything's good.
He's fine now. Digestive system is totally fine.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
That's how I like every interview to go. I like it to start high and then end.
Excellent.
On a cat.
Good. How were the bowels at the end?
Yeah. Bowels okay? Sounds good.
All right. Well, don't forget to go see it.
Yep. You're on the Conan show. You know what show you're on when you're talking about a cat's bowels. Enough about Downton Abbey. No one cares about that. Downton Abbey, the final season, is currently airing on Sundays on Masterpiece on PBS. When's the cat movie coming out?
Sometime this year. Not sure when. Towards the end of the year.
Okay, I just wanted to squeeze in a plug. Joanne Froggatt, thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back. Oh, wonder.